collection of the IWM. This Mark 1A with its early 1,030 horsepower Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. What a During Dunkirk and the Battle of Britain, he would be awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross. And here as the Mark 1A Spitfire breaks away from the lead of that formation, he describes his first experiences of the new Supermarine fighter as delivered to number 19 Squadron from August 1938.
I mean, apart from anything else, it was 100 miles an hour train, and there was that, but it was a totally different sort of machine. They were doing Christmas and things like that. It took a better than 1990, but it was wonderful. It looked right, but tactically, from the point of view of fighting, we didn't know any difference because we didn't know how to.
He shot down 14 enemy aircraft and was awarded the Distinguished Flying Medal. Here, talking some years ago to an IWM researcher, he recalled the mission on the 26th of May 1940, in which the very Spitfire, leading this trio in front of us, was shot down.
Halfway 19 Squadron, the squadron leader Stevenson, and they ran straight into a horde of Stukas, and they methodically followed Fighter Command Attack number 1.
Squadron leader Geoffrey Stevenson flying what turned out to be Spitfire M3200. And his name is commemorated by being applied to the Aircraft Restoration Company's latest hangar at the eastern end of the airfield, which is named the Stevenson Hangar. And Colin, isn't it just fascinating to see? saw the only combat for the variant in American service. First Allied victories on the Western Front of World War II involved French Hawks like this, shooting down two Messerschmitt Bf-109s on the 8th of September 1939. One of the survivors. This, at the time, the Japanese attacks on the 7th of December 1941. P-40s of different marks went on to fly throughout the Pacific War and in many other theatres, perhaps one of the if you also look at the RAF, much used in the Middle East and North Africa as fighters and ground attack aircraft. The Soviets used and Spitfires. Having got into the air and the Charles. Lieutenant Huey Lamb joined the 82nd Fighter Squadron, I should say, one of the 67 combat sorties in D-47s and D-51s. In fact, the last time...
Birds are killed like a flock of birds. And I was looking up there, I was always looking around. I was the last person over here, which is still in charge of cars.
The loop, and they'll be staying in Big Vic for a wing over. Leading the team is Simon Shirley, nicknamed Sid, a former RAF fast jet pilot. Some 5,500 hours in his logbooks, multiple tours on the Tornado F-3A defence fighter to his name. He's also been a qualified flying instructor on the Hawk, the Grob Tutor, and the Grob Prefect, and today he's a reservist qualified flying instructor on the Universities of Wales Air Squadron at St Athan. This is his 7th season of display flying, and he's recently acquired an RV-8 to match Aerial warfare, don't forget, was a relatively new practice by the time of the 1914 to 18 conflict, and the aircraft were, by today's standards, very primitive, simple machines. Wooden fabric. 1912 had been set up only 2 years before the outbreak of World War I. So training schemes were still being developed at that time, and the average age of a British First World War pilot on entering the front line was just 20. Of the sort of melees of the First World War, which they would fly without oxygen and without parachutes. So imagine that you're on the ground, and here come those British and German aeroplanes about to split asunder and enter combat against one another. We've got one SE-5A up above with from the pocket side planes engage the other SE-5A out to our left. That term wasn't really in use by the British. We called them scouts. And in the case of the SE-5A, SE stood for Scout Experimental. It was an aircraft that was flown by 21 British Empire squadrons. The First World War would have involved generally many more aircraft than this, dozens of them. During the Great War, aircraft would constantly be circling, climbing, diving, accelerating, straight turns, and just getting a shot.
And of course, in the early stages of the war, the aircraft were used primarily for reconnaissance.
Indeed.
Pilots, much like the Second World War, the developments came very quickly in the engineering.
Yes, I think that's probably a very sensible comment. You see something.
Whereas original forces have got the bit between their teeth now.
I think so, and I'm also amazed at the performance of the monoplane at the back. The only monoplane in the display, the Junkers CL-1, which has been smoking throughout this display, clearly took a hit very early on in the engagement and has carried on flying. Very interesting aircraft. There's a two-seat monoplane ground attack aircraft that first flew in December 1917. Just 47 of them were built and delivered by the time of the armistice in November 1918, but it was the most effective German aircraft in that role for the whole late war period. 3 of them were actually delivered as flight planes. Two up during the display, the second member being the dummy.
These aircraft are somewhat smaller than the reality.
Yes, as I say, the SE-578 scale replicas, but very effective nonetheless at depicting the real thing. And we